Hey everybody, friends and family across the globe, and welcome back to Mars Warlogs. This is going to be part 11. And do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100%, trophies, or achievements. I play games for fun with the sole goal in mind. Invade your phones and homes on the big screens, little screens, and all the screens in between to bring you videos that you can pop on in the background to cultivate, simulate, and participate in that greasy, warm, Chuck E. Cheese filled nostalgia of the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s when you used to go over to a buddy's place after school or work to drop your pack, drop your gear, drop your butt in a seat, play good games, play bad games, have a good time, and ramble on incessantly about absolutely nothing. So sit back and relax and enjoy. To my subscribers, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you all. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing these videos. And as long as one of you all sticks around, I'll keep pumping out videos. Hopefully of games that you might enjoy picking up or at least enjoy watching or listening to in the background. You drive by rubberneck computers? Howdy. Stay a while and listen. Alright. Let's kick this off then, right? I don't know if this is going to be a finale. If it is, we'll see. I'll use the B.A.D system, the B.A.D system, or it's a Ryan rating system that I use to gauge games if they're boring and dumb. That's what it stands for. Pop a dip in. Let's set sail to Mars. I gotta get to Mars. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get to Mars now. Get to the chopper. Aye. It's not a tumor. Alright, we found out Marco is a trader working for cutting a deal with the Abundance to overthrow the Technomancers, who have become giant douchebags after the war between the the Abundance and the Aurorans. Back to the source. You will do what I say when I say back to the source.
Ready to go? Abundance will be attacking soon.
We can go. I'm ready.
He's one of your friends coming with us.
I'd like Mary to come with us.
I wonder what you see in her. She is pretty, but she seems completely nuts.
Because she's nuts.
Sorry. I shouldn't have said that. All right. Let's go.
Crazy is as crazy does.
We're finally leaving Greenhope, fleeing before Abundance gets here. After
That's a neat drawing.
Activities of the Technomancers and weakening them. Not only did we sabotage their excavation site, but we also discovered the inhuman experiments they were carrying out on the defiant citizens of Aurora. We've won enough here for now, and hope they'll fall, along with the Dowser that's backing them, so they'll have to confront their madness.
Dowser's like a head
I
mage.
managed to get my hands on the serial killer.
Or Technomancer is what they call them.
It may seem almost trivial, but it's still good news. Particularly as things are far from rosy. Marco's debatable choice has lost Greenhope to us. But we have to go on to the next chapter and keep moving forward. My dear Mary is with me, of course, as we march on the source. Her help and support will be invaluable to me.
Dialogue changes based on decisions you make and how you play.
We settled a few scores.
So that could give you incentive to replay the game. 5 by 5. Oh, that's slow-mo walk. Bonk, 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 bonk. Oh, if only it was that easy. Bright light, bright light.
This is the source. You know this place. You gonna be our guide?
When I was a kid, I was confined to the Technomancer's buildings. I wasn't allowed on these floors.
Never mind. We'll find Wisdom's offices, and he'll have to admit what he's done in front of everyone.
Everyone?
Today's hero will see that we were
Everyone.
fooled, and that the citizens of Aurora won't let him get away with it. But for now, be careful. The Source Guards have a mean reputation in combat.
They don't scare me.
You've been a good ally, despite my reservations. But I'm interested in knowing why you're here.
Which one of these would be the good route? I believe in you, or I want to avenge Innocence. I guess either one would work. But which one's the most gooder? Probably that one, right? I believe in the whole resistance movement. That's actually kind of a farce and hypocritical and blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
I ended up believing in you and your ideals. The technomancers and wisdom being insane only helped your case. The people of Aurora deserve their freedom. I'm gonna see this through to the end.
Okay. No, get away. It's gonna blow. Oh, so now we get two companions again. Kind of weird you couldn't have more than one most of the game. Alright, play this guy like a goody two-shoes instead of a normal, rational human being. I guess there wouldn't be like scrap piles of stuff just lying around, would there? I can't remember. I wonder if you'd have to fight more if you didn't let Marco live. Alright, this seems like the end, right? So let's craft some stuff, huh? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That seems good. I think we're good, honestly. Yeah, we're good. Oh. Get away. Or don't, Marco. Good job, Marco. He's a bright one. Again, do I need to do this? No, but... I mean... Why not, right? Every little bit helps. We'll save. A new save at the source. We'll stop trying to stealth, because it looks like it ain't going nowhere. Alright. This will let us see down there. Is there anything we can see? No. No, okay. Really haven't been using that throw, here's some sand in your eye kind of thing. Pocket sand. Dale Gribble pocket sand. Haven't been using that too much. I could draw serum, but no real point is there. I mean, I could make more med kits, but I already got enough med kits. Oh, I needed to... I didn't notice the 100% increase in rolling. Poor Marco. Let's try and keep Marco alive, though. Might have something up here, maybe boxes? No, nothing. So those were the Praetorian Guard, huh? Can't say I'm impressed. What level am I? 27?
So all we have to do is enter this office, and it's done.
I guess so.
It's nearly done. I hope so. We'll know in a few minutes. But I really need you to wait here. I'm going in with Marco.
I don't like that man. Hiding ambition behind lofty words? He's no better than anyone else in the source. Those he can't control.
You're right, Mary. You're right.
You see farther and deeper than most, Mary. And you're tougher than people give you credit for. And that's exactly the reason I don't want you in there. Diplomacy, not your strong suit.
Roy, be careful. You're all I have, and I don't want to lose you.
I'll be careful, I promise. I'll be back soon.
General Honor and... Oh, General Honor killed Wisdom. Guess he has no honor.
What the Why did you kill him? Wisdom was my friend. He was the leader of Aurora. I couldn't let him be dragged in front of an angry mob. Let people judge him.
Alright, Wolverine.
To debase Aurora in the eyes of the other guilds if he humiliated its dowser. I couldn't allow that.
You've allowed a criminal to escape justice. A man that didn't budge while the Technomancers took power and massacred the militia.
I was sure you wouldn't understand what was at stake here, but I'm ready to answer for my actions.
You think being some kind of hero is gonna get you out of this? You deserve one thing, to die exactly the same way as your friend, like a dog.
Are you sure you want to kill him? Won't it make him a martyr? This type of thing could be used by those who still support the government.
You know what he did, and what he stood by and let others do. All those people who died to quench their thirst for power. And you would spare him?
He's getting crazy eyes.
I know what he did, but it's not up to us to decide if he lives. Given his crimes, he has to appear in front of a judge, in front of the people.
Even if it's just putting off the inevitable, I thank you, Roy.
You think you're following some higher set of ideals, but you're wrong. Tyrants are not worthy of such mercy. All right, if that's your wish, Roy. But there's no place for you in the Resistance.
What?
I doubt your commitment to our cause, and we can't have that.
After your compromise with Abundance, I'm not sure I'd have wanted to stay anyway. Bye, Marco.
Wait, does this not get me that achievement of following the Resistance to the end then? Well, I guess we're gonna reload that and we'll find out. Okay, I have no idea. That was very anticlimactic, though. I could have sworn the other playthrough I did, I had like a final boss fight. Went back to Innocence's home. Oh, there we go.
Ideas, freedom for the people. I've committed sabotage and spied, even killed. For the sake of a man who, in the name of his ideas, didn't hesitate to betray his guild. But the end sometimes justifies the means.
Pah!
Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. Marco even wanted to destroy the Order, but I managed to get him to understand it would be a mistake. Aurora needs them regardless. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors. Anyone and everyone suspected of participating in all the horrible things. This will probably lead to a lot of cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges, and stopping Marco's fanaticism is even harder. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be more just, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants, ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. And to be honest, Marco fits the profile perfectly. As usual, Judy will keep debating to try to defend her dream, and she even asked me to help, but since I'm no longer welcome there, I'm thinking of leaving Shadowlair and going to another city where I'll be able to see how things turn out. The battle is clearly not over yet.
Oh, regretfully is.
Won't give up the struggle despite Marco's politicking. If he thought giving them Green Hope would be enough for them, even though we still have a war hero, he'll soon be sent to trial. If they let him off, I fear he'll just become the leading opponent of the new government. Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know.
Yeah, again, there was so much more story that they had to tell in this game. I wonder why they never...
The final words of the war log of Innocent Smith to give it a proper ending. Farewell, kid.
I'm sure it didn't sell well, and that's why they never did a sequel, but, I mean, the same company did Greedfall, and Greedfall 2 is coming out. So maybe they'll, consider revisiting this. Okay, so normally I would call it and do the Ryan rating system, but let's mess around a bit. Let's see what happens. Let's see 2 of the other Resistance endings.
So all we have to do.
Blah 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 blah.
Wisdom was my friend.
All right, we know all this.
You're right, Marco. The idea of letting him live after what he did.
Roy, I asked you to work for me. You know I only want what's good for Aurora. Doesn't that at least deserve a fair trial?
Like the one you gave your friend? Roy, this man stood with the government till the end.
Shut up,
No matter
Marco.
what he
You're a
says.
douche.
He could have done something, used his power to stop them, but he stood there and watched. The people will never be free while he draws breath.
God, he's got the crazy eyes.
You're right. It's better for him to die. Goodbye, Honor. You sealed your own fate long ago.
Oh. Oh, okay. It's not a boss fight. It's just an execution. All right.
You made the right choice, Roy. This man was as rotten as the others. In the end, all he was interested in was his position in the government. I'm sure he thought he'd be able to find a new one.
I'm sure he would have tried to use his status as hero of the last war to tear down everything the Resistance is trying to build.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Come on. We should leave the palace. The people are waiting for us. It's time for the Resistance to put together a government.
All right, so the epilogue's gonna bring us back to Innocence's place every time. Now, I wonder if we sided with Honor, which I did the first playthrough.
So, in the name of the Resistance,
You could
I
probably
leave
save
some
Innocence,
freedom
right?
for the people. I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. For the sake of a man who, in the name of his ideas, didn't hesitate to betray his guild. But the end sometimes justifies the means. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. Marco even wanted to destroy the Order, but I managed to get him to understand it would be a mistake. Aurora needs them regardless. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors. Anyone and everyone suspected of participating in all the horrible things. This will probably lead to a lot of cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges, and stopping Marco's fanaticism is even harder. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be more just, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants, ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. And to be honest, Marco fits the profile perfectly. As usual, Judy will keep debating to try to defend her dream. She asked for my help, of course, and since I still have Marco's trust, I'll be staying here for a while, just to see how things pan out. I know the conflict is far from over. Abundance will not give up the struggle despite Marco's politicking, if he thought giving them Green Hope would be enough for them. They did, of course, give indirect help to defeat the Technomancers, but it was definitely not to help the Resistance. And without the General to guide our troops? Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know.
So I'm beginning to believe that going the Resistance route actually ends up being worse for...
And so I write the final words of the war log of Innocence Smith, to give it a proper ending.
the people of Aurora. All right, so again, I could call it here, but it's not too far back. Let's go here. And let's just do all the endings for the Resistance. Let's see how that plays out.
So, yeah, I'll look that big, and you read, then we'll, if we let it, so long.
There we go.
I never would have believed he'd betray us. I think he really wanted to help the cause, despite everything.
Maybe, but he landed. The Technomancers were hit hard.
We'll go then. You want...
I'd like Mary to come with us.
I keep asking myself why you drag her along with you. She's, bizarre. Never mind, we may be able to put her talents to use.
Yeah, let's see how this plays out now.
We're finally leaving Greenhope, fleeing before Abundance gets here, after shedding light on the activities of the Technomancers and weakening them. Not only did we sabotage their excavation site, but we also discovered the inhuman experiments they were carrying out on the defiant citizens of Aurora.
This should change up too.
We've won enough here for now, and hope they'll fall, along with the dowser that's backing them, so they'll have to confront their madness. I even managed to get my hands on the serial killer who was stalking Shadowlair. It may seem almost trivial, but it's still good news. Especially as I have lots of regrets. I would really have liked things to have turned out differently. I wish Marco hadn't betrayed us, that I hadn't had to kill him, that Greenhope had stayed ours. But we have to go on to the next chapter and keep moving forward. My dear Mary is with me, of course, as we march on the Source. Her help and support will be invaluable.
So if we picked someone else, you would have said something different there.
Will be well protected, and it's time we settled a few scores.
Is this going to be the exact same? I think so.
So, that's the source. All this wealth. But you've already been here, haven't you?
This takes me way back, Judy, and I only ever got to see the areas reserved for the Technomancers. I didn't have access to the government offices.
It doesn't matter. We'll find the dowser. It's time for the Resistance to confront the oppressor of the people. The tyrant will be judged for his crimes. We have to be careful. Failure is not an option this close to victory. Defeating the Source's guards isn't going to be a cakewalk.
I'm not worried about the guards.
So he who has no fear has nothing to lose. I ask myself sometimes,
Oh, she's on the
what
opposite
are
side
you
now.
gonna gain fighting with us?
Innocence was put to death in front of my eyes. He didn't deserve to end up like that. Wisdom and his thugs will pay, I swear it.
Roy, revenge can destroy you. It's a darkness that can devour you from the inside. I liked Innocence. He was a pure soul. Avenge his death if you have to.
Oh God,
Not
don't
for
moral
revenge,
grandstand.
but
You
for the
promised to
future that
save
you
him, but you
wanted.
guys just stood there. All right, let's do a couple of these things, huh? Craft injections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so there's already more guards. I don't need to pick up anything. We'll just go. Alright, let's start this save here. This will be the last save. And, yeah, this is why also you might want to make a safety save around Shadowlair, the sand. That's when you get the option whether to sign up with the General or to sign up with the Resistance. That way you don't have to go through the entire game. It will open up different quests and different perspectives of what's going on. There are guys fighting. Yeah, there are guys fighting. They should both get up, right? Okay. They're down. They're just not out. And we'll wait for them to heal, so... Where's she at? Get up. Come on, let's go. We're almost there. Alright, let's save. And let's do it. Is this going to be the same?
So all we have to do is enter this office.
Should be different because Marco's not with us.
It's gotta end, and now is a good time. I need you to stay here while I sort this out with Judy.
You want to be alone with her and the old man? You think she's pretty? And you don't want me to distract you?
That's got nothing to do with it, Mary. There's no reason to be jealous. She's the new leader of the Resistance, that's all.
This is true. But I also know that she is fond of you. Please be careful. Trust yourself as I do. You are all I have.
Hey, don't worry. I'll be back soon.
Okay, so this part's the same. Now, if we side with the general, you'd have to fight the Dowser. It's part of the deal.
What the... But you killed him. Why?
Wisdom was my friend. He was was the leader of Aurora. I could not let him be dragged in front of an angry mob. Let the people judge him. You were going to debase Aurora in the eyes of the other guilds if you humiliated its dowser. I couldn't allow that.
You're completely wrong about us. Yes, he would have been judged, but it would have been fair. We're not here to destroy, but to rebuild.
Your beautiful ideas are naive and dangerous, girl. And I was sure you wouldn't understand. But I'm ready to answer for my actions.
You will be judged for this murder as well as for your involvement in a corrupt government. You will have to answer for many things.
Are you sure we can leave him alive after what he just did? You heard him. You think he'll just stand aside peacefully and watch the resistance form a new government?
So now Roy's
I'm not
taking
like
the
him.
aggressive
I can't
stance.
kill just because it suits me. He may be a pragmatist, but there is the blood of a hero running through his veins. He fought for Aurora. But this is your fight and your decision.
You're right. We're better than this. He needs to stand trial.
I guess I have to thank you for your mercy. Even if my execution is just postponed.
Yeah, you should thank him. You could have saved Innocence, but chose not to. Don't think he forgives you. Roy, I'm proud of you for not giving in to your anger. The page has been turned, and we have a world to build.
Yeah. Innocence is still dead.
The free people of Aurora await.
She sounds so happy.
So, in the name of the resistance and right ideas of freedom for the people, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. Including one of their leaders who thought he was doing good and committed betrayal for the benefit of abundance. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. It was suggested I command them, but I don't like the idea of holding all these people on a leash like I was. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the resistance. He's looking for traitors. Everyone's suspected of participating in all the horrible things. That'll probably lead to a real cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be less corrupt, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. Judy will keep debating as usual to try to defend her dream. She did, of course, ask for my help, but to be honest, I'm not sure I belong among them. I'll be staying here for a while regardless, just to see how things pan out, because I know the conflict is far from over. Abundance will not give up so easily. The death of our dowser and the recovery of Greenhope will give them the hope that they can crush us. And even if we still have a war hero, he'll soon be appearing before a court, if he's let off. I fear he'll be the leading opponent of the new government. Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know.
We'll never know. The last final words of Innocence Smith.
And so I write the final words of the war log of Innocence
That
Smith
too.
to give it a proper ending.
Farewell, kid. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, one more. Let's see what happens when we execute. Probably very minor. But just for completion's sake, right? Is it that way? Yes, it is.
So all we have...
Wisdom was my friend.
I'm not...
We can't let him live. He'd be like an open sore for the new government.
I don't see how you can say that. I have always fought for Aurora. You know that. I contacted you to get your help.
It wasn't exactly selfless, though, was it? A little give and take, right?
this man won't bring Innocence back. Okay, maybe he could have saved him, but what's done is done. His death will change nothing. Please.
Judy, I'm sorry, really, but it's too big of a risk. Imagine if he sided against you. He must die. Honor.
Fare thee well. Death by nail gun.
The Resistance finally takes charge, and our first order of business is to sentence a man to death without a trial.
Lecture.
Huh?
It did.
Judy, I couldn't let him live. He could have saved Innocence, and because I refused to work for him, he did nothing. He was as guilty as the others.
And you made yourself judge and jury. So sad, Roy. I doubt Innocence would have wanted that. Anyway,
Well, he didn't
let's
know.
get out of here. There are 1,000
Like
things
I did.
waiting for us. I don't want to stay here.
So, in the name of the Resistance and right ideas, freedom for the people, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. Including one of their leaders who thought he was doing good and committed betrayal for the benefit of abundance. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. It was suggested I command them, but I don't like the idea of holding all these people on a leash like I was. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors. Everyone's suspected of participating in all the horrible things. That'll probably lead to a real cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be less corrupt, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. Judy will keep debating as usual to try to defend her dream. She did, of course, ask for my help, but to be honest, I'm not sure I belong among them. I'll be staying here for a while regardless, just to see how things pan out. Because I know the conflict is far from over. Abundance will not give up so easily. The death of our Dowser and of Honor, and the recovery of Greenhope will give them the hope that they can crush us. Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know. And so I write the final words of the war log of Innocence Smith to give it a proper ending. Farewell, kid.
All right, folks. I'm gonna call it. That said, bad Ryan rating system. So the B stands for boring. Was the game boring? No. No. Was it as densely populated as I would have liked it to be? I wish it was a bit more densely populated with quests and whatnot, but for a budget title, I felt engaged the entire time. The gameplay is deep enough. There's enough options and mechanics that you can fiddle around and kind of play to your taste. Dialogue options are basically, black and white, good or bad, or jerk, less jerk. Characters were interesting, even if they didn't have as deep characterization or interaction depth that I would like to see. So, if anything, this game is very broad in what it provides. Though it might not be deep, there's so much to it, mechanically, how it plays, that I don't think you would be bored. The story is interesting also. So it gets a green check mark, thumbs up there for me. The A stands for and that's an automatic green check mark. That's 2 green check marks, 2 thumbs up. And the last one is it dumb? No. Kind of circling with the boring. The story is interesting. The world is very interesting. I just kind of wish that it was expanded more via a second game, because they left a lot on the table, especially with that almost cliffhanger ending, it feels like. Would have liked more companions, but everything flowed well. I didn't run into any bugs or issues, so it was competently made, and it was a fun story worth reading. Dealt with stuff like war and interpersonal relationships, all that kind of jazz. So, green check mark. It is not a dumb game. It's well worth the price, especially if you get on sale. So make sure you pick it up on sale. Especially if you're interested in seeing what happens if you side with Honor instead of siding with the inferior Resistance, which I normally would not have sided with. Other than I was going for the, quote, good route, unquote. And as we learned by the end, Resistance isn't the good route. But yeah, that's 3 check marks, green check marks, which is good. Good game. It's not boring. It's not dumb. And yeah, 3 thumbs up because I have 3 arms. All right, everybody, I'm going to call it here. This was Mars Warlogs. This is the finale. And I played this in 2024. And it is interesting and as fun as I remember it being. To my subscribers, stay awesome out there. All right, you have an amazing day. And drive-by rubbernecking viewers, catch you next time. Until then, y'all have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good night.